Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would talk to you guys about my first IUI experience and how that went and all of that. I will start by saying that this IUI story was not a success story. It did fail, but we are okay with it. We cried about it the day my period started, of course, but now we're kind of like, okay, looking towards the next step. So let's start at the beginning. This last cycle in August, I started the Clomid on cycle day 3, which was August 10th. And my doctor told me, okay, Clomid cycled is day 3 through 9. I'm taking 100 milligrams of it. And then once you get a positive ovulation test, come in that day or the next day and we will do your IUI. I am not being monitored because currently I am only seeing my OBGYN and not a specialist in order to try and save some money. So I'm not monitored throughout my cycle. I don't receive ultrasounds or any of that. I go based on an ovulation test. So I got my positive ovulation test on August 22nd. That was also the day me and Jesse started back to school. So we ended up not doing the IUI on the 22nd, but we did it the 23rd because I started surging on the 22nd at like noon. And so it was already too late. Jesse had already gone to work. So the IUI, no matter what we could have done, it was not going to happen on the 22nd. And so when I got up on the 21st, I checked and I was still surging. So I was like, okay, maybe this means I can still hit the timing. So we did it on the 23rd. Now, if you've never done IUI before, let me tell you, it is a bonding experience with your husband. Where we live doesn't have a clinic to handle his sperm close to us. So it's about a 25-minute drive. So we went to class that morning, got out of our class because our IUI was scheduled for 1 p.m. So we went to class the morning, got out of class at 10:30, booked it to the facility. He gave his side of things. We waited for it to be washed, and then we had to book it back. But amidst all of that, if you've never transported semen before, you have to put it like in your bra. And we were laughing about it because I felt so awkward having this like tube of semen just shoved down my shirt driving for like 25 minutes. Like, there's definitely you have to laugh throughout infertility. That's what I've learned. Like, if you don't laugh, it's not gonna do you you're not gonna have a pleasant time with infertility. So we transported it, we got to my doctor's office and we're like, okay, we're here, we have this. We actually got there a little early at like 12:40. And semen, once washed, has a shelf life of about 1 hour to 2 hours before the IUI has to happen. So you're on a very specific timetable with this, and there's not a lot of room for like deviation from it. So we got there, we told them, and they're like, okay, we'll see, like as soon as your doctor's ready, we'll get you back. I was like, okay. So we sat and we waited for probably about 5 to 10 minutes. And then the doctors finally called me back into the room and they took the sample from me and told me, you know, get undressed from below the waist and lay on the table. So I did, and my husband was sitting like on one of those little, like a doctor's chairs things, like right next to the table, me. And my doctor came in and was like, oh, hi, and was very friendly. And she was talking to us, and then she did the IUI. And if any of you who have had the HSG test, you know that one can be quite painful. I found my IUI to be more uncomfortable than my HSG. So the IUI, she was like, oh, you might feel just a little bit of cramping, not a lot, but that was a lie. I was in excruciating pain. Like worst cramps I've ever had in my life as the semen went into my cervix. So after that, I just laid back on the table for like 10, 15, I want to say it was either 10 or 20 minutes. I brought a book on my Kindle to read. My husband had a game on his phone. So we just kind of hung out there. And then after we were told that, okay, you could get up now, I was told to keep it like moderate activity for the next 24 hours. So we just came home and watched movies that day. It was a pretty laid back day. And then the waiting began. Now, this 2-week wait, I did not feel confident that this was gonna take, because I ended up getting strep. Told you guys in my last video, I ended up getting really sick, and my husband ended up with bronchitis and strep. So the amount of antibiotics we had to be on and everything was a little ridiculous, so I really wasn't expecting success at all. So when the IUI failed, I think that helped to kind of, why we weren't so devastated is because we didn't have a lot of hope given the circumstances that happened during the 2-week wait. And so, yeah, my IUI story, well, except for when the semen was actually entering my cervix, it was not an uncomfortable, painful procedure or anything. It was, like I said, a little awkward, only because we have to drive within a certain time constraint, and my husband was joking about, like, what do we do if we get pulled over? What do we do? Tell them that they're endangering children? And that made me laugh really hard, and I was like, oh my goodness, no. Like, just don't get pulled over. Just drive the speed limit. Luckily, we didn't get pulled over. So, yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. And if you want me to share my HSG story, link it in the comments down below, or tell me in the comments down below, and I can share that experience. And also let me know what other type of videos you guys want to see from me, because with this being an infertility channel, I want to keep it mainly on our family, or in our family building process. But if there's any specific videos you guys want to see from me, questions about PCOS, anything like that, please leave them below and I will try and get to those videos. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you.